So, wait,
yo, Mac and Mac.
Stop.
Mac Attack. You there? Mac, let me know if you could see us and hear us. Damn, I feel like my computer's taking up a lot of space.
It is.
It is?
It is. It is fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's good. No, it's fine. You're good. You're good, man.
You sure? All right. It looks a little
It's fine. What's going on, bro? I can see
Mac, do we look kind of tilted? Because I feel like my camera's tilted. Other way. There we go. A little more. You know what? This is why I keep a fucking...
You have a level?
Yes.
You are dumb.
I know.
That is adorable.
Perfect.
You actually have a level. Look at the show the camera. Yeah. That is the best. If you want to know what being friends with Badr is like, that is the best descriptor of being friends with Badr. This man has a level he will pull out to make sure that the cell phone camera is fine. You freaking dork. This is why you were avionics in the fucking Air Force, dude.
I've got my level.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to make sure.
Apparently, the camera is not working.
That's funny. That's funny. Mac,
thank you, Mac.
I got something special for you, man. This man is just a real man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. Oh, here, Mac. I'll give you a little gnat sound.
Give me a little gnat sound here. Give me a little gnat sound. Drunkard.
Good.
God.
Damn, this is spicy flavor too.
Is it?
Yeah, I might burn your eyeball
that?
off. Sorry. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Spicy is not a good flavor.
Irresponsible.
Yeah, super bad. We got anyone on? Shot him in the eye. That's what she said.
Oh my God! Man. Come on now.
All right, who's up in the Mac? It might just be you for right now. You're always opening up the show with us.
That's good,
Mac, and that is why. Oh, Trey motherfucking Namo
is in the house.
Building.
Oh my God,
Mac, I made something special for you, man, because I had a feeling you were just gonna hold it down in the chat, just like you've always held it down, and I got a little sound bite for you, a little sound drop for you. We're gonna use today.
Mac, I'm gone now.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing
has
so
changed.
Gangster. There we go, man. That's what I'm saying. That's a little wheezy
Mac,
right there.
I'm gone now.
Mac, I'm going in. All right, that's what we're gonna let him know. I guess while we wait on some folks and while I continue getting shit up over here.
Okay.
Cool. I can ask you the question. So a little context for everyone that is either in the chat right now or will be watching this at some point. Pardon me. I met up with C for a little happy hour drinkage, little adult beverages at a discounted rate.
A little liver killer, if you will.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. That's good. And C here had just come back from the theater, had just left the theater.
Literally just left. Yeah,
right there. From his first viewing of Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, my God.
And I have been waiting all... Motherfucker. Oh, shit. David Morales is in the building.
CP time.
Damn right, baby. You're only... you know what? David, you're on... 2 minutes over is not official CP.
That's how he's a professional.
You're right. You're
he's
right.
a professional.
But where was that? Okay, so C has just seen Across the Spider-Verse. I've been waiting to talk with him about it all week. And you guys have no idea how hard it was to be...
Look at Mac. He said, I've seen Across the Spider-Verse 3 times. Mac, it's not a contest, but you won.
Yeah, he kind of won.
You won, buddy.
You guys have no idea how much restraint I had to have at this little hangout and not want to hear him gush about Across Spider-Verse. We wanted to save it for the show just for you guys. And I can finally ask, favorite scenes, dude. Give me your top 3 favorite scenes that come to mind.
Hold on. Congrats on the kid, by the way, C. Glad to have the champion of voices on the mic again. And thank you,
Trey.
I appreciate that,
nice.
man. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Let's see here, favorite scenes. Okay. Aside from the fact that, let me give you a little context here because we had talked about it, and if you guys will bear with me, providing a little background on this. The first Spider-Verse movie was so good, and I loved it. And Badr was there. I was crying. It was so emotional. I went on the journey with Miles, and there's a lot of love shouted out. Just if you were a Spider-Man fan, hell, even if you're Puerto Rican, there's a lot of love. Excuse me. So I thought that that movie had so much heart. And, if you're a comic book fan, if you're a fan of any intellectual property, you know that anytime something gets a sequel, It's fan service. I mean, that's literally the only reason sequels get made, right? So you're like, okay, well, there's a danger that this movie might be not as good. I didn't think it was going to suck. I knew it would, there were too many people working on it that are professional and really, really good at their job for it to fail. But would it bring as much heart as the first one? And I honestly have to say that after watching that movie, I was like, wow, stunned. It didn't surpass, but it definitely didn't feel like, oh, a sequel was made just for draconian reasons. Like this movie had so much heart and had so much interesting things going on as far as character arcs were concerned that if you're not paying attention, you would think that maybe certain things that were introduced were done sort of pointlessly. So I say all of that to say that my favorite scenes are usually going to be the ones that aren't so much as fan servicey as they are reflective of character, right? The idea that Miles and his mother had more of a relationship in this movie than in the first one, right? I mean, the relationship was strong and implied, obviously, in the first one. But in the second one, she got more speaking lines, and she was able to, you got to see that side of their relationship. And it was funny because I speak fluent Spanish. So when she would say stuff to him like, in Spanish, like, hey, there's no lying between us. What's up? My buddy who I was watching it with was like, what did she say? I was like, oh. And I said, she exactly just said what I just said. He's like, oh, wow, okay. And it's like stuff like that I don't even think twice because Spanish was my first language. So I hear it and it doesn't even register that I'm hearing something different. And not that I'm saying you have to be Hispanic to enjoy it, but there's like little levels, like whenever his mom snaps, the little Puerto Rican flag comes up and between her fingers, which I thought was so charming. And it's little stuff like that makes the movie, the small details. Jason Schwartzman as the Spot is so good because if anybody doesn't know who Jason Schwartzman is, he was the G-Man in Scott Pilgrim. He's the douchebag at the end. And he's in a bunch of other Wes Anderson films. But he's very, very convincingly a good Spidey bad guy because like most Spidey bad guys, they start off at the bottom.
Dude, I said the same thing.
They start off at the bottom and then they end up somehow doing something so much more formidable that makes Spider-Man feel threatened. And if you guys haven't figured it out, everybody that is complaining about Superman, right? Like here's something I don't think I've talked to you about this, but Superman, a lot of people are like, oh man, ever since the 70s, like Superman just got way too overpowered. And, well, if you have a problem with that, read Spider-Man because Spider-Man is basically Superman with all of the like bugs worked out. They literally have the same job. They have the same color scheme in their costume, except for the yellow. They both have the whole secret identity thing. They both wear glasses. I mean, like it's almost like Spider-Man is almost kind of like he's a Superman. Why is he flying? They made him fly, and I said, well, Spider-Man leaps tall buildings in a single bound. Like it's basically Superman with the humanity tweaked up a little bit, and the power is turned down a little bit, right? So it's like that sweet spot. But they both have the same weakness, and it ain't kryptonite, and it ain't whatever. It's their family. It's their loved ones. If you're a villain, you're going to go after the loved ones. And it's something that someone who hasn't been a villain for a long time, the Spot, figured out real quick, which makes him that much more dangerous as a character, which that doesn't happen in a vacuum. That takes a writer who knows what they're doing. So I really appreciated all of like the character beats and the arcs in the movie that everybody sort of had. To include Miguel, who was very menacing, quite menacing.
You gave me a good Spider-Man 2099 crash course while we were having our happy hour. But see, I still got to know, what were your top 3 favorite scenes?
Sorry. So the scene where Miles and his mom have the sort of heart-to-heart underneath the water tower on the roof. That is freaking beautiful. Probably after that would be, I mean, honestly, anytime that he was with his dad is funny.
Why don't you get off the kid's ass?
Right. Like, it's like, yeah, he's just
You gotta let him spread his wings.
he's like, yeah.
like this. What are you doing?
There was there's so much tension in that movie. God, there's so much tension.
You know what, man?
I'll say probably, sorry.
No, go. No, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
No. Well, I was going to say the last scene, anytime Miles had sort of like a glimpse of a future of what is to come based off of the canon events that cannot be broken, according to Miguel O'Hara. That's terrifying because I don't want to see Miles's dad go. I mean, I won't say anything else, but in the movies, I don't want to see him go. I don't know. It's strange. You know, one of the biggest turnoffs for me in a movie is where I don't feel like the stakes are lasting enough. Like if I watch a movie and I feel like, oh, well, all the main characters are going to get out of this, so I don't feel any sort of tension or drama or conflict, so I'm bored. This movie, I had no idea who was going to make it, who wasn't going to make it. So it was a very harrowing experience. I enjoyed it.
I seen a clip with an interview with the writers, and I don't know if it was all the writers. It might have been like a director or something like that, but it was clearly like the team that wrote the story.
There's only 3. I know it's Lord Miller and another guy.
Then it might be all 3 because it was 3 gentlemen. Yeah. But they were talking about the canon event and how that was their response. And it kind of feels like a retroactive response because I don't know if the response to Miles Morales is as strong anymore. But he was essentially saying that the canon event is a response to when Miles first came out and there was all that like outcry and you know, a lot of like, I guess the negative reception from fans, the toxic side of fandom that felt like he didn't deserve to be Spider-Man. What was the point? It was a reach, like, you know, all the stuff that you hear.
I don't know if it was toxic because these are our people, man. These are our people. I feel like, and I'm not defending them in any sort of way because that letter you showed me was freaking woo.
I showed Cesar for anyone that checked out our Instagram today, but the story where I shared the newsletter section of the Spider-Man comic, and there was a particular, I don't know, I forgot the dude's name, but he was like, "I'm not collecting Spider-Man anymore because you decided to."
He's like, "Yeah, I hate Puerto Ricans and stuff like." I was like, "God damn, Badr, why you showing me this?" So I see that Mac Attack wrote. I think my favorite multiverse besides Gwen's verse is the scenes in
the Mumbai, India.
Mumbattan, or whatever they called it. Yeah, Manhattan and Mumbai mixed together. Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
The Mac Attack's right on the money there because Badr, you and I were talking about how every Spider person had different art style. Like Gwen's was obviously very much like watercolor washes to the point where when she's talking to her father, the scenes behind her are starting to melt because her world is falling apart. Oh, it's beautiful. And Spider-Punk, I looked it up. The frame rate on the different parts of his body are animated at different frame rates. They're different time signatures. So he has that more sort of disjointed Sex Pistols, The Clash album cover, you know, 1970s, 80s punk rock.
Big shout outs to, I'm assuming this is Tony A. in the motherfucking house right here in the chat.
Uh-oh.
So big shout outs to Tony. And Trey, you got you got a question from Trey. Would you say Spot is the best D-list to A-list bad guy? If not best, then where would you rank him?
Oh, goodness. That's hard to, honestly, Trey, that's super hard to gauge because a lot of those characters, every character is only as good as its writer, right? So like you could have a trash writer for like 80% of a series and then you know, a Frank Miller or an Alan Moore comes along and manages to take a seemingly mediocre deadbeat and turn them into a formidable threat, which actually both Alan Moore and Frank Miller have done. But yeah, I definitely would say that Spot is now after this movie,
glow up, big time.
100% on the list, if not the top 5, like for sure. The idea of a guy who's, you first meet him, he's bumbling, and he's really only trying to knock over an ATM, to the point where like at the end of a 2.5 hour movie, he is completely he's gone to sociopath. Like his brain broke, and he's a sociopath, and he's super insecure and kind of a narcissist, which is funny because a spot is like, it's singular. It's something that is like, oh, you concentrate on it as soon as you look at it. It is so of single focus and single mind that it is the perfect definition of a narcissist. Like it makes so much sense. Like it's really kind of spot on, man.
Ooh,
no
good
pun
on
intended.
The pun. Come on, he's back, and he has not lost a step. I'll admit,
You just had to get me drunk, dude.
I'll admit, when I first watched the movie, I didn't realize how little. It's a long ass movie, so even 30 minutes is a decent amount of screen time. But Spot is really missing from a big chunk in the middle.
That says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, the
Like,
fact that a movie was able to be carried on
he's
without a.
still there, right? His presence, you still feel it because it's good writing, man.
Yeah.
Good writing.
Yeah. So second rewatch, I got to notice that Spot really, outside of his kind of opening scenes, he doesn't play a big role directly on screen much. What we got here? All right. Mac Attack is clarifying some Spider-Punk stuff. Oh, come on, man. Give me your opinion on Spider-Punk. Share that.
Yeah, we were talking. Daniel Kaluuya is, I love him so much. He is such a good actor. And I told you that I remember seeing him on a Doctor Who episode like 10 years ago. He's super young there. And I forgot, like a dummy, I forget that he's a Brit.
Yeah.
So like his natural speaking voice isn't, his character's voice in Nope, the character of OJ, or in Get Out. It's, he talks like this, so I was kind of like, who is Spider-Punk? And I saw Daniel Kaluuya's name in the credits, and I was like, oh, of course they get the Brit because he could speak with the Cockney accent. Of freaking course. Like,
that's good shit.
Hands down, yeah. Spider-Punk's freaking fantastic. And like what they say, like when he took off the mask, it's like, how do you look cooler without the mask off? He's like, don't know.
Wait. No, he says, how are you this cool without the mask? And he said, I've always been cool. I've been cool the whole time.
I'm cool the whole time.
Which is a hell of a fucking, that's a cool thing to say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Spider-Punk was awesome. Damn, dude, I'm glad that it resonated with you this much as well.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, you and I, for us, Spider-Man is religion. Like we treat Spider-Man issues and sayings and Spider-Man isms with the reverence some would have for a holy book, right? Like it's a big deal for us. So the fact that they did this right, and I think I don't know. Have you gone on the record as saying that Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie out?
If I haven't.
I will go on the record as saying the best Spider-Man movie ever made is Into the Spider-Verse. To include, no shade. I'm not throwing shade like no others. All those others suck. I like them. But for me, essentially, what gets the religion of Spider-Man right? Into the Spider-Verse, man.
Yeah. I guess I might join you on record saying that.
Yes, peer pressure.
No, yeah. Into the Spider-Verse, close second would be
fell for my trap, you fool.
Close second would probably be Spider-Man 2, but this might.
I've always liked the
that.
Amazing Spider-Man with Jamie Foxx. You fucking traitor.
Oh shit! I could actually look this up. You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to someone in the chat to tell me. I need someone in the chat to double check this for me, because me and C were getting hype about the Donald Glover cameo in the movie, and hit it.
Yeah. Are you
I recall. Yeah, I need someone to look at someone in the chat to look up or tell me. Did Donald Glover voice Miles Morales in the animated Spider-Man show? I think it might have been like the Spider-Man show where he's like with Iron Fist and Nova in them. Someone double check that for me. Did Donald Glover already voice Miles Morales? Because if so, that's another layer of meta in his appearance in Across the Spider-Verse.
So Trey is asking, did you guys know the Lego scene was done by a 13-year-old fan who remade the trailer so perfectly that the directors paid him to make a scene for the movie? Yeah.
I think he might have actually been, I feel like he might have been younger. I mean, even though 13 is still
He was
amazing.
actually 2 years old, which is really a testament to his talent.
Oh, there we go. Trey must have a lot of free time right now. My man's got the Google ready.
He's like Oracle. He's like,
he's already confirmed. Yes, Donald Glover was the first official voice actor for Miles. That's good to know.
All right, true believers out there, did you guys catch the Childish Gambino reference that Donald Glover made when he's when he's imprisoned in that force field?
Hit him, see.
He's like, oh my God, he's proud. He's like, and Spider-Punk walks by and he's like, I caught him. And then What does Donald Glover say? He says, "I slipped. Don't catch you slipping. Don't catch you slipping. This is America." Like, I was like, oh, that's cute. Okay. So not only a reference to the Marvel Cinematic Universe where he played Miles' uncle in, is it Homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
Homecoming.
I got a nephew,
You know?
man.
Yeah. They also made a Childish Gambino reference, which I thought was a nice little touch.
Come on, guys.
This movie had beautiful, charming. It's a charming movie, very charming.
Brother Biscuit said it best. C has not lost a step. All right. He came
Whatever,
back.
man.
All right. I think we are. I think we have stalled. Well, not really stalled. It was just always.
we're just
I'm always
catching
gonna
up.
be. I'm always gonna be down to talk into the Spider-Verse. But I think we have
What the fuck?
stalled plenty of time.
What are you doing? What is that? Get that out of there.
Hold up. Okay. Hey, just double checking, guys. I got a little weird error message. Can you guys still see us? Can you still hear us? Just wanted to double check that. All right. While you guys are double checking that, let me go ahead. There we go. Thank you so much, brother.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I'm gonna share my screen and let's get on to the main event today.
Main on end, if you will.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Window. We'll go right here. Yep, that's it. All right. Just in case I need to sync anything up. Can you guys all... Oh, my God. I sound like I'm at work. Can you guys see my screen?
Wow. So Trey said also in the first movie, when Miles first meets Spidey, his spider sense was prowler colors, then turned to Spidey colors. Holy moly.
Trey, are you getting a degree in Spider-Verse?
If that's true, that means these guys had that shit planned out from the jump, which I totally don't doubt, but that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's been cool to see all like the video essays, all the Easter eggs being shared online. It's just
I know,
even
right?
more reason if I can go see it a fourth, fifth time.
No shit.
All right. So just in case we have anyone either joining us or maybe
shout out to TikTok and free time. LOL. Yeah, he's on
fucking
TikTok
show
where like
that.
the guy with the rocket raccoon voice is like, "Did you know that in the Spider-Verse?"
I know that feeling well, Trey. All right, just in case we got anyone. Hold on.
Unlike video
feed looks
like
censored
censored.
Japanese porn.
Parn.
Oh my God, David's had a full beer mouthful.
Oh my
mouthful
God.
of beer.
And,
Okay.
and no doubt the most freshest and crispiest of beers.
Come on,
he
man.
always his Instagram is funny as shit. He'll be like,
Remember that time?
sipping on some fucking Asgardian meat or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, David will be like sipping on some Pensacola brewed, 1 of 20 fucking.
You know it.
All right, guys. So we might be a little slow to react into the chat, but that's only because we got a bunch of pages to go through.
Sure.
So bear with us.
Yeah.
But just in case there's anyone joining us in the chat or might be viewing this later on, and you might be a new patron. Speaking of which, Mac, there is another Mac from New Zealand that just became a Patreon subscriber, and that's pretty cool. So this sound drop
Mac, I'm gone now.
works for 2 patrons. I get 2 in 1.
Jesus Christ.
So, but just in case we got anyone new tuning in, et cetera, this is our monthly previews.
Wait, are we? They have a drinking game. It said, was it new
fuck,
rule?
we'd be-
Take a sip every time they flub a line. Mac Attack goes, blasphemy. Just kidding. Welcome aboard. Okay, Trey,
That's a-
first off,
Dangerous game.
we will never flub a line. We have learned to imitate your ways exactly.
I don't think I got enough drink for the first 20 minutes if that's the case. Okay, where was I? Okay, for real this time. Oh, that has a spicy flavor in it.
What
it's
is
still-
that? The dad one?
No, it's the
I almost got
They're
that
not
happy
paying us.
dad just because
the ranch water
on the nose.
Spicy, dude. Get a little sip of that.
Oh God.
The key is not to breathe in while you drink it because it's spicy.
So begins the ruination.
Okay, right? It's got a little tingle.
Not at all.
Oh man, I don't know. Dumbass. All right, for real this time. All right, we've got this is our monthly previews episode. So I don't got the physical book, but you guys know how heavy and thick.
This is just the
over there.
Hold
It's
on.
over there.
This is just the kind of quality that the short box will give you. We had a visual aid, and we don't have a visual aid.
No, seriously. See, if you want, it is.
No, it's too late.
It is over your left shoulder, underneath that trash can.
You're gonna make me go.
It's just right there. If you want.
No. Let me.
Thank you, sir.
Let me.
Well, C does that. This is our monthly previews episode, so we're flipping through all the we're flipping through the previews. So 600 plus pages. There we go. And a 2-man lift right here.
Good Lord.
Look, We're flipping through this massive catalog of awesome shit. All right, so
Under the trash can, man.
all right. Hey, look, I'm recycling. It's for recycling.
Hold
that
on.
indicates
the previews
recycling.
catalog is in pristine condition.
it is.
I'm just like, damn. It's the first time I've been back in a little while. You know, just like, yo, go get the shit from the trash can, boy. Drink this spicy water. Also, tell me your Spider-Man dreams.
Stupid.
You idiot.
So we've done you the favor, Short Box Nation, of flipping through this month's previews.
Yep.
And we faced temptation head on because
Okay.
we've got the willpower.
So let me tell
to be
you-
like, we can't afford that, and we won't.
What was your first experience with previews?
Oh man,
Do you even remember?
not the first one, but I mean, it was definitely like
Early.
like the universe of superheroes. Like,
Okay.
what is that? And and that was like a time where, damn, it sounds so fucking old.
No, you don't.
Like-
Just wait.
You had to flip through the previews to make sure you could put stuff on pre-order because you couldn't like
Yeah.
be like shoot a link to them like, hey, yo, let me
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this. Yeah, so maybe then.
Dude, early 90s, there was previews, man. And I remember the Toy Biz X-Men figures. Like in the back of the previews. You know, in the back, they always have the toys, right? And they didn't have statues. They just had toys. If they had statues, they were weird. All right, early 90s, the only statues you could get were like statues your mom would never let you get. It's like some big-titted girl like, barely wearing anything with a snake coming out of her eye. And you're like, oh, that's fucking rad. And like your mom would be like, absolutely not, you fucking pervert. But all the original like X-Men toys from like the 90s were back there, and I remember that Previews magazine was the first time I saw Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So it was 90s Ghost Rider, right? Like full on chains on his like chest and the spikes on his shoulder, and like completely like if he did that he'd hurt himself. And I was just like, oh, it's fucking metal, dude. But it came out like, wow, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of neat that we're doing this because it's like, oh man, memory lane, you know, memory lane. All right, take a drink.
That one is qualified.
Take a drink.
That was a good flow. That was a solid
Memory lane.
flow. Okay, so well, my follow-up question to that gets is, when's the last time? Is this one of the first times you've looked at our previews?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Any other time you've made me do it. That's not true.
That's a damn good answer.
No, that's not true. I actually bought a previews because I wanted to go down that nostalgia route a few years ago.
Cool. Okay, so hopefully, let me know in the chat if any of you have already flipped through the previews. So I always share with you guys the Marvel, the DC, and the main previews. Let me know if anyone has flipped through them. And when we get to the main previews, you guys can share any page numbers after we get done with ours first. All right.
Oh my god.
It'll be an interactive show. So as you guys know, like we like to do, we're gonna start off with the Marvel and DC previews as our little as our warm up, because you know the main previews is where all the where the real party's at. So
God, who are you?
I don't know, man.
Dude, who are you? God, I don't even know who you are anymore.
It's this fucking open button-up shirt,
Dude,
It's a gold chain.
you're like fucking Al Pacino in Scarface. You got the gold chain. You're like, you need people like me.
All right. See, I guess I'll give you the option. Do we start with the Marvel previews or the DC previews? Which one do you want to go with?
Let's start with Marvel.
All right, there we go. That was a
Start
correct
with
answer.
the Jesus Christ, the
All right.
fucking House of Ideas.
All right, so let's start off with our first page on page 4. All right, page 4 right here. Gonna go straight to it. All right, so this was my pick. This was one of my picks.
Okay,
Immortal Thor #1.
really?
For very obvious reasons. It's Al Ewing, and then I won't even try to butcher the artist name, but Martin, I guess I'm going to try it anyways. Martin Coccola, which I don't know if I'm too familiar with him, but I don't know. It's just like, first of all, it's Al Ewing. It's the
Is
solicitation.
it really Al Ewing doing Thor for a long time?
God of Thunder the immortal treatment.
Okay.
And I'm curious what that per se means.
Okay.
But if you read the solicitation, you know, it's kind of hopeful. Look what we got here. In Norse mythology, come on now. Pardon me, y'all. You know, these mouse pads don't work that well. Come on. All right, there we go. In Norse myth, they called him Thunderer. Vru has been called. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot of.
Mac
interesting
Attack with the fucking smart ass comment. Thor has always been immortal. LOL.
But yeah,
Waka waka waka.
I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole diatribe. I'm just going to say Al Ewing
Yeah.
applying another, immortal series. And I have been a champion of, writers and creative teams in general that are willing to do the a long run, that are willing to stick with one book.
Martin Cocolo. Is he from like Brazil or they always hire their freaking they outsource that shit to South America and then like people like you are like, God damn it, I gotta say their name.
but they're all badass artists.
Yeah.
So
this is not a slight. It's just a
observation.
Yeah,
a very true one. All right. So, anyways, Immortal Thor #1 is one of my first picks in the Marvel previews.
Man, Al Ewing's got my money, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like quality.
If it's esoteric, fucking sign me up.
That's what I'm. There we go.
If it's like weird and like you have to have read 300 books on the occult to understand. I'm clearly your man. Clearly,
this looks like he's going to focus maybe more on the mythology part. He's mentioning all the different names Thor has gone by. It sounds like there'll be a lot of gods involved, and for sure, that's what the immortal treatment means. I'm just going to get very esoteric and crazy with this.
Which means, honestly, he's taking it back to the Kirby roots, man. Kirby's all about the mythology, man. All about it.
All right, page 7 was another one of my picks.
Okay.
And it's this definitely the Venomverse run. So they felt so confident in how crazy kind of badass how crazy and badass these covers look.
Dude, I saw those covers. I was like, Jesus
They went
Christ.
ahead and decided, first of all, this feels like Mortal Kombat. It feels like I'm looking at a Mortal Kombat video game or something.
Yeah.
But they felt so confident, like, oh, we kind of did something with these covers.
Yeah.
They went ahead and shared every single solicitation for every single issue. And as you can probably guess from the name of the title, the Venomverse, it's kind of in that same regard where this souped up Carnage is going through different realities, killing all the different Venoms. And sometimes a simple kind of badass sounding plot like that works.
Look, dude, 90s me, little boy me would have been all about that shit. Okay, because one of my picks, you're gonna laugh because I know you saw it. Like, what I want to do with it, the omnibus.
Oh yeah, okay. It's
compared to something like this, would have been a welcome reprieve. It would have been a welcome reprieve.
Yeah. So yeah, just strictly from a cover perspective. And my apologies, y'all. My mouse tracking is acting weird, so bear with me. But just strictly from a cover perspective, I am really intrigued by this like 3D. If it's 3D,
sure. Who's doing
it's
the
probably
covers?
digital for sure. But the cover artist is by Bjorn Barends. I believe that's how you say it.
He seems to be a real big Clayton Crane fan.
That's a really good.
You know what I mean? Like Clayton Crane was like the OG guy that used to do all those. Not to slight this artist. It's not like they're fucking aping his shit. I'm saying like I like him for the same reasons I like Clayton Crane. That you have the sort of digital rendering that doesn't look cheap. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and not only that, but I think the novelty of the idea, like a Venom, it makes sense, right? Like, well, yeah, if we're gonna do a Spider-Man verse,
sure. And you love violence. So.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look how
killing, murder.
All of these
are your MOs.
All of these, and Mac makes a good point. Colin Bunn is writing it, so there's going to be a certain degree of quality,
of course.
But all of the covers look like a Killer Instinct, like
Saber Wolf
poster, right? This looks crazy. It's like you could have shown me this. And with maybe remove Death of the Venomverse, and I would have been like, "Oh, is this a new video game?" An old man. Is this a new video game?
Hyper combo.
All right, let's move on. Page 18. This was another one of mine. Ultimate Invasion. Jonathan Hickman. Enough said. Like, truthfully, I could stop right there, and I might just stop right there to save time. But I'm just gonna say one thing: leave it up to Daniel Acuna, and I'm sure Hickman gave some direction to make these motherfuckers look cool.
Yeah,
I mean, Sunfire in a badass suit. I think that's an Iron Man /
is that Silver Samurai? Yeah,
kind of looks like it, but he's got kind of like an Iron Man mask going on. So I'm cannot wait for Hickman's return to Marvel, and this looks like 4 issues, not a huge commitment. So Hickman's got to go ahead and tell a concise story.
Crazy for Hickman,
right? That's what I'm saying.
He's like, hold on. I don't get 50 issues.
They're like, don't be long-winded.
You're like, that's my intro. 50 issues is like my setup to a story. What are you talking about? I did 5 years of Fantastic Four just so I could get to a 7-issue run on Secret Wars.
That's a damn good point. That's why it's so surprising they only gave him 4.
Well,
so
God bless him.
We'll see how
He's
that
doing
goes.
the Lord's work.
All right. Tony has got a very good point. Tony chimed in and said it'll be all infographics.
Yeah, no shit.
That's his signature. All right, let's go to page 62, which I believe begins Your picks.
Hey, look at that. Incredible Hulk 3. Honestly, I was wowed by the cover. And anytime they show the Hulk sort of in any kind of inference that they're going to do something monstrous with him, sign me up. Because, I'm a traditionalist and the Hulk is supposed to be Marvel's monster. He's not really supposed to be approachable, and there should be an element of sort of risk when you deal with him, right? Like he's a walking atomic bomb, and a bomb can be fired at your enemies, but there's going to be collateral damage. It should be, that's the Hulk to me. So I saw that and I was kind of like, okay, well, if I'm going to shell out some money, probably gonna do it for this,
Yeah.
Hulk is essentially the Swamp Thing of Marvel. After Al Ewing, I would agree with you, Mac, 100%.
That's good.
But before that, not so much. Al Ewing gave him. I think I made that analogy.
Yeah, Mac,
Al
are you
Ewing-
biting off us?
No, it's not.
Yo,
What I
Mac,
said
are you
that.
trying to bite off us and pass it like your own?
Mac, don't listen to this man.
I don't know, man. I thought he was cool.
My God, what is happening?
He made you a drop, bro. I'm fucking
Yeah,
with him.
I agree. At this point, though, like Hulk has kind of turned into that sort of like, oh, well, here's a C-list character, and I say C-list in the sense that, guys, let's be honest, in the 90s, Hulk was part of the reason Marvel almost went bankrupt. That has kind of turned around because a lot of writers have decided to take him back to basics and even get even weirder with him, with the monster. So, what does it say?
Trey said, I'm going to say all we need is a Bill Hader Hulk fuck Ruffalo.
Bill Hader as the Hulk. Honestly, if he was Banner, that would make so much sense.
And Trey, I'm assuming you bring up Bill Hader because of Barry, which I see where you're going.
Well, Bill Hader doesn't look like a classically handsome leading man. Like, you look at somebody like Mark Ruffalo and you're like, this guy should not be having problems. Like, he's a fucking handsome dude. And on top of that, he turns into a ginormous green boner. You know what I mean? Like, what? Get out of here. Like, you need a dude that looks like Bill Hader, who's got like bug eyes and like is kind of standoffish, or can play somebody who's standoffish.
Yeah.
And then turn into a monster. And the cool thing is that you could play with is maybe the monster might be a little more approachable than Banner, which would be interesting. But anyway,
Superbad was on TV the other day, and I forget that Bill Hader is the cop.
Pussies to the pavement.
Spread that shit. Spread
your shit. Step it up with a sister.
Wait.
Pretend it's your sister.
Yeah.
Step it up with a sister.
You gotta. He made that up on the spot, right?
Oh, of course.
That is such a weird thing to say. Mac, real quick, you said I gotta close my website. What websites? It's all the previews.
Oh, he's talking about all this shit up here.
He can't see that screen. I think he can only see these.
Oh.
So I wonder what he's talking about. All right, so you
He
got
just hacked
Hulk.
into your bank account.
Oh, God damn it, Mac. Come on. I apologize. All right, what else we got? Let's move on to I think this next one is your pick as well. Doc. Ooh, I did come across this one here too. That is a sick weapon right there.
Honestly, man, I haven't really kept up with the big two as much as, maybe you guys have, but Doctor Strange is my guy, man. Doctor Strange is even if it's like a okay writing artist team, you're still going to get a weird story. And that's kind of like what I like about Doctor Strange is that you're going to find something odd and esoteric. That's where I live, guys. You guys know. Anything weird, anything magical, religious, anything strange, no pun intended. The witchy stuff. That's where I live. That's what I like. So
I'm going to say one thing about this particular series that outside of the beautiful Alex Ross cover art, that man is just sitting. I mean, he's probably not sitting back. He is working his ass off, I'm sure. But goddamn, he's killing the covers. But this writer, Jed MacKay, has been getting a lot of love lately.
Okay.
He's writing Doctor Strange, I believe Moon Knight, and now the main Avengers run.
So I saw that there's an omnibus that's coming out with Jed MacKay's run on Doctor Strange, and I was curious to try and pick that up.
Oh, okay. That's damn,
and if I did, I would take it to the limit, of course. Obviously.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. If Jed MacKay is writing it, he's been getting a lot of praise on just like his quality of writing and being able to juggle a few books and do pretty good.
So Trey asks, wait, see, did you ever read Strange Academy? So I stopped, not like purposely. I just had a lot of shit going on in my life at the time. Right before Strange Academy picked up. I think it was like Death of Doctor Strange was right before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I did read that, and that was a while ago, guys.
Well, Mac chimed in and said this new Doctor Strange so far is great. So that's good to know.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to, I think this is our last one for the Marvel one, then we'll go to DC. And that is on page 88, which...
So
Explain this one, Steve.
guys, take a look at this. They are putting out a Spider-Man Clone Saga Omnibus, and it's volume 1. So
and it's a new printing, so
Yeah.
it means it was so popular. They're
volume
like, bring it
1.
back.
So there's more to come. Hardcover, right? And the reason I put this one on my list is so that way I could spend the no doubt $50 to $100 that it will cost, and then immediately remove the beautiful smelling cellophane packaging that and encompasses it, and just take it all off, and then hold it in my hands and just look at it, and immediately throw it in a fireplace and let the fucking fires warm my goddamn face, because fuck the Clone Saga. Holy shit. They're making an omnibus about this? Jesus Christ. I saw that. I was like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mark Bagley's art is outstanding.
The only thing that's it.
But that's the only thing that's good. And as somebody who lived through the Clone Saga, I feel like I did my tour of duty, and I have like freaking Tim Robbins, Jacob's Ladder level fucking PTSD. Like, I'm seeing the jackal in my sleep, and I'm like, ah!
I have never. First of all, props to David for this Elmo Fire.
Yes, for sure.
Joke right there. Very awesome job. I have never read Clone Saga, and nor do I have any interest at all. I feel like I dodged a bullet.
You really did, dude.
So I'm good on that. But I will say, the first comic run I ever completed, or I was like collecting hardcore, like digging in back issues, was all of Mark Bagley's Amazing Spider-Man run from the 90s, all the David Micheline, J.M. DeMatteis issues. And I mean, I was religious in finding every single issue until I got to the Clone Saga. Even as a fucking teenager, coming into comic books, something told me
it's so weird
not to collect it.
There's like Spider-Man smacking the shit out of Mary Jane. You don't know if it's actually Peter Parker or if it's the clone. And even still, it's like, God damn, they're still kind of the same guy. I don't need to know that Parker's abusive and who's writing this shit.
So earlier in the chat, some folks were bringing up Andy Sandberg, which reminds me.
Oh yeah, he was
Ben Reilly.
Ben Reilly. Yeah, he's.
Don't worry about me. He's saying anything about my past.
Scarlet Spider. Yeah, 100% the most '90s character in that movie.
My past was great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, perfect pose. All right, so that is pretty much all of our picks from the Marvel previews. Did anyone go through in the chat? Did anyone go through the Marvel previews? If you guys have a page number to share or a solicitation, let it be known now.
I love this beef. Mac Attack's like, yo, Clone Saga. Hold on. Clone Saga's still better than current Spider-Man, in my opinion. That's saying something, right? And then Trey's like, nah, new run of the lit. MJ had 2 kids behind Peter's back, and people got fucking heated, dog.
They got super heated. I know what they're talking about. All right, we're moving on to the DC catalog, folks. And
it's not. No one gives a shit. It'll be undone by some writer 6 months from now. It's fine.
It'll be a brand new #1.
No, who gives a shit?
All right, here we go. DC previews. First page is on page 16. Was that? Oh, hold up. Did I do it wrong?
What do you got? What are you spending your money on?
Maybe. Hold up. Maybe. I'm sorry, because sometimes the page numbers don't match up. Okay. So it's 2 ahead.
Oh, okay. Man, this almost made my list.
This Tom, first of all,
because it's Tom King.
That's exactly.
It's Tom King
and Rafael Del La Torre. Rafael Del La Torre, who did I believe did a few of the either Brian Michael Bendis or Ed Brubaker Daredevil.
Those romantic last names get you, huh, buddy? It's always romantic. If it's Kree or Skull, you got no problem with it. Just
I'm fluent in that.
You are.
It's like, I mean, there isn't really much to be said other than it's Tom King. You know it's going to be a noir story because it's the Penguin. And I'm down for it. Tom King is, I believe, doing this for DC. He's doing Danger Street. He's doing an Image book, and and I want to say he's also writing a little bit of Batman in an anthology story.
Huh.
So yeah, first off the bat, Tom King.
Also,
hit it.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I forgot.
All right, let me see if I got this one right. All right, next up is on page 21. Okay,
wow.
So I picked this one
again. Also, almost picked this just because fucking hell, it's metal.
Okay, you can't tell me that looking at this and these Venomverse covers that they feel a little bit alike, right?
Of course, man.
Like,
of course.
Kind of video game look. You can't tell
course.
me you would not see this in Mortal Kombat. That's Goro's dad or something.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I picked it up just because the cover was kind of striking. It's got a little bit of similarities to the Venomverse, where it's like, is this 3D? Could be a video game. It's like very
they're all trying to do Frazetta type fantasy covers to try and get your money. They're coming for your money, B.
That they are. This cover is done by it's the same guy. Duh, no wonder. Okay.
That's funny.
Wow.
You know what's funny? He's just like, I'm freelance, bitch. You just pay me my money.
I could have just looked at that.
Who's gonna get me my my check faster, Marvel or DC?
Yeah, it wasn't that deep, I guess. I could have just looked at that. All right. Let's go to the next one right here. On page 28, I believe. Was this one of yours?
No.
Okay, so this is another one where it's 2 down.
Catwoman uncovered. Yeah.
Oh, it's right.
It's you had it right. It was the Batman Beyond one.
Okay. Let me go back up.
Yeah.
So this was your pick for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you picked it too.
No, I didn't. This was you.
Yeah.
Give me the breakdown.
Dude, it's Batman Beyond. I mean, it's cyberpunk Batman. That's all you got to know. And I saw that and it was like Batman Beyond versus a very hungry Killer Croc. First off, so many questions. How is Killer Croc still alive?
Why is he that big?
He's ginormous. I love the Terry design. I love the Terry McGinnis Batman design costume. It's so good.
If DC was smart and they want to hop on this, have their own version of Across the Spider-Verse, they got the perfect character for a kind of like their take on Spider-Verse.
Well, was it a spider?
Batman Beyond?
I was going to say, well, it's cyberpunk is big now, it's kind of back. Like a lot of people, it came back with a lot of stuff that sort of like nobody was in on except like, let me see if I can remember. Okay, Altered Carbon is a good example of a cyberpunk show. To an extent, Black Mirror could be somewhat of there are cyberpunk-y episodes. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of sort of demand, I think, for that sort of thing because we're kind of in Cowboy Bebop, absolutely right. There's a lot of that sort of resurgence coming back to where I feel there's another one that was, man, it's really big. It's as soon as I'm going to forget.
You already said Blade Runner?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's something else.
Okay.
Damn it. Anyway.
Well, if it comes back.
Yeah. It'll come back. But yeah, I think that's always kind of an interesting world, because like we always joke around whenever the cartoon came out, there would be, they show those kids dancing in the club, like Bruce Timm animated like teenagers dancing to club music for the opening of a Batman. Like this is the same man that was able to tell a story economically in the opening theme song. Guys rob a bank, they freaking get to the rooftop, they think their ride's up there, Batman's up there, whoops their ass, and then leaves them for the cops. That's the theme song to Batman. Batman animated series. Oh wow, like told a little story. This, it's like greed, lust, like all the 7 deadly sins, and then they show like and like freaking animated like teens dancing, and you're like, what?
This is really horny. This is very
this
horny.
Is like the horniest intro ever, dude. Like, what am I watching? And then it was like Batman Beyond, and I was like, oh fuck
yeah.
I'm like 18, like, yo, take my fucking money.
That
dude.
shit blew my
ready to
mind.
watch this shit.
Now I kind of want to watch some Batman Beyond episodes.
Yeah.
All right. So I almost overlooked that you had one more pick on the DC, and that is Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 18. Break it down for me, C.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, you guys, Dan Moore is no stranger to this show. Like, you've brought him up multiple times. The guy can draw anything, and he's a really sharp, clean artist.
Insanely.
The fact that they gave him like tentpole characters like Bats and Soups, it's like, and it's a fun book too. Like, it's very lighthearted. Like, I was kind of like, this can get kind of corny because anytime you take Batman outside of his element, I don't really like Batman. Not that I don't like it. For me, Batman, his heroism is best defined as a detective, not as a superhero. Not that he can't be defined heroically as a superhero. Just saying it works better if he's a detective because that's what his book was when it first came out. Not saying you can't deviate. Again, essentially the character is supposed to be Sherlock Holmes with the body of an Olympian and a bunch of sociopaths. He's the Shadow. But in this book, they managed to make Batman and Superman exist in this sort of like in a sort of Japanese way, if that makes sense. If you guys have ever seen Battle of the Planets, it was called G-Force here in the States. Gotcha, man. They're like these weird like half bird science ninja team guys that like are almost like Power Rangers, but like the costumes are bright and garish and weird. But you don't really think about it. You don't really question it. Like it's like it works for the world. And I kind of read Batman, Superman, World's Finest with sort of like I'm reading a manga. Like I read it with that sort of mindset where like the colors and the garishness doesn't really bother me. And Batman can still maintain his darkness while also still being teamed up with Superman and still having like, very brightly colored sidekicks and, time travel and crazy hijinks that happen in outer space or throughout time or future or the past. It's insane. The artwork helps because it's good and the story's great because it's, Mark Waid. So he knows what he's doing. It's a solid book. I have the first trade. I can't wait to read this comic. So
good stuff. Yeah, it's kind of mind blowing how it feels like I had remember picking up issue 1 and now it's on, issue 18 is being advertised. When you fall off a series, you fall off pretty hard. At least I do. It's like, I feel very behind, but it's cool to see that Mark Waid is still attached to this. It looks like Dan Moore is at least doing covers on this. But I think Travis Moore, who's a credited artist, is pretty decent as well. But besides that is everything on the DC catalog. So you guys know what time it is. The warm-up is out the way, which is weird.
Boy, that's the warm-up, huh?
Which is to say, like, right, the DC and Marvel catalog is the warm-up. Because we're about to get into
the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, the main event. We're about to talk about the main previews catalog. You guys know this is where the fun really begins, right? This is where all the good stuff, in my opinion, really is.
I'm going to separate the blurbs from the glurbs.
So, and this is, I'm really excited for this one because this is C's first previews episode. So he sent me his list, but I didn't really go into detail on his list. I just noted them all down because I like the surprise factor. And best part is I didn't share my list with you, so everything I share is about to be real. So let's go. I'm gonna give you the courtesy to kick it off first.
Okay.
And your first pick was on page 73 of the previews.
Yes.
Ooh.
Here we go. It's time for the shit talking.
Here we go. Battle Chasers.
First off, Battle Chasers. And I watched the previews episode you did with Drew back in April. Okay.
Because we skipped that. We couldn't make May happen, so April was last.
Okay. And Drew was talking some serious shit about Joe Madureira. Okay.
Really quick. Trey, you might have just named this whole series. The damn I want to buy that segment. You're damn
true.
right. That is it.
I mean, it's 100%.
That's a good point. So Drew was talking shit about Joe Mad.
He was talking shit about Joe Madureira. And I was kind of like, dude, you will buy 1 million Marvel Disney fucking variants where like Daisy Duck is fucking Iron Man. He's fucking suck the mouse's dick. But you're going to talk shit about Joe Mad, who like shaped your comic book experience in the 90s? Come on, man.
They know no better. See,
he's got the Willie Nelson braids tied too tight. They're too tight. I gotta say. No. I mean, all kidding aside, I watched that. Honestly, Drew, if you're listening and / watching, Badr said, "Hey, I need you to watch this link so that way you're prepared for when you do this previews episode." And I haven't seen you or B in so long that I was on the rowing machine in the morning. I was planning on saying, I'll just, watch a little bit of it just so I know what I'm going through. And I was like, God damn it, I miss these guys so much that I just watched the whole fucking episode. And I was like, now I don't need to see them again for another 5 years.
You're like, I think I'm going to save you some gas. Yeah, this is good.
No, I just felt like, I was like, I want to talk to them. I want to talk about comics too.
All right. How about we move on to your next pick, which...
But yeah, Battle Chasers is good. You and I both like Joe Madureira. He drew for X-Men in the 90s. Uncanny X-Men.
I'm going to say this. I think in last month's previews, they had one of the Battle Chasers solicited, and they showed some preview images. Because at first I was like, are you crazy? I was like, you ain't going to have Mad Joe do the art?
Yeah, he's not.
You going to make me wait this long?
Yeah, he's not on the
for him
inside.
not to do the fucking art?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think he found this LULLABI and basically had him in the Mad Joe training camp.
That's fine. McFarlane did the same thing with Greg Capullo. Like, everybody was like, oh, fucking McFarlane's leaving. And then Capullo took over, and people were kind of like, I think I kind of like this better. I think I like this.
Is that Ralph from Simpsons reading this?
I think this is bullshit. No. But, you know, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, no, that's a good opening. That's a good opening shot right there. Let's go to page 42, which was your second pick. Ooh, The Sacrificers.
The Sacrificers.
Story by Rick Remender, art by Max FIUMARA.
Yeah, you know what?
What was it that caught your eye on this?
This is basically comic book version of The Lottery. Shirley Jackson's The Lottery.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting. And the fact that Mike Mignola is doing a cover.
1 of 50.
That's like lending a little bit of credibility there. Like, that's
cool.
like, there's going to be a good story. And just the idea of a weird sort of like, oh, well, if you've ever read Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, it's like this weird little short story where like this town basically they do a lottery, like they put a bunch of names in a hat and then they draw a name, and whoever's name it is, it's usually a girl, like firstborn daughter or whatever, virgin, something shit like that. I don't remember. I read it a long time ago, but they have to be sacrificed so that way their village stays, free from the anger of the gods or whatever. And it looked like this was the same sort of idea, just set in a fantasy setting with like really weird creatures and strange backgrounds. And the art looks good, and Rick Remender's never let me down. So,
and it's the gem of the month, according to the previews.
Oh.
And Mac beat me to it, but there was a prelude comic for Free Comic Book Day for this particular title.
Okay.
And I picked that one up. It does look really cool.
Cool.
So good choice on that. Let's go to pick number, 3 or 4? All right, pick number 3. Ooh, bite-size Archie going viral.
Okay. I got to tell you.
Hit it.
I have such a soft spot for the Archies. I love the Archies. Archie comics, I'm a big fan. Ever since I was probably in middle school, my cousin from New York, this is funny, man. So I lived in Maryland, and all my cousins who were living in Pennsylvania or in New York, they were like the cooler kids, right? So like they would always be like, they're like, hey, yo, kid, you ever read, I don't know why they talk like Method Man, but they do. They'd be like, hey, yo, kid, hey, yo, it ain't easy being greasy. Yo, you like Spider-Man? Fuck that shit. Get in on this Johnny Blaze, kid. Ha ha, yeah. Straight up to Cal. And I was like, oh, gee, golly gosh, what's Johnny Blaze? Hey, yo, he's from hell and Satan, kid. Yeah, enjoy that shit. Yeah, fire, Satan. Yeah, hell. And I was like, all right, I'll read this. And then, because all that shit was kind of played out, and usually people in New York are like ahead of the curve, at least they like to think. And like I saw my cousin reading Archie, and I was like, Archie? Like fucking...
It's a classic.
Jughead and shit. He's like, yeah, yo, peep your head around this shit, little boy. Like, this man gets mad pussy. And I'm like, I was like,
he's got 2 bitches.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
I was like, oh, well, what?
You can say the B word?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, Betty. That's the B word, son. Betty and Veronica, kid. Yeah, straight up. Yo, watch out for Reggie's. Reggie's will be always trying to take your girl. These are some deep cut Archie jokes. Reggie's are going to take your girl.
That's funny shit.
Fucking, yeah, anyway.
So what won you over about this bite size?
So I saw the art, man, and it was like,
really
it was essentially like what? Oh God, is it Scotty Williams? Who's Scott? No, Scott. Ah, fuck. Who's the guy that does the little kid art? I'm blanking because I'm fucking a little wasted. You have his Apocalypse back there.
Oh, Scotty Young. Scotty
Young.
Golly.
It's like, God, Jesus Christ.
It's like Mac is chiming in. Scotty Young, you dumbass Trey. Yeah, that one is worthy of a little.
Anyway,
that's worthy of the game right there. Sip.
Look, number 1 in our hearts, but not in our minds. Scotty Young. It's like almost like kind of like his take. It's like a super deformed version of the Archies, and yeah, Mac's like, I suppose I stole that knowledge from you too. LOL. Yeah. So. I like the Archies, man. I'm a fan.
This looks fun.
The
I mean,
Archie's Digest, the fucking double digest. Sometimes, if you get lucky at the grocery store,
and I mean, you can't beat Archie. All right, you know when the economy's gone bad. I don't believe inflation. You know, you'll hear inflation being thrown around all the time. I don't believe inflation is real until I see the prices of Archie's go up.
Dude,
you
no
know,
shit.
like Archie's has been pretty budget friendly
consistently
for
budget friendly.
years.
Yeah.
And I mean, you always get you get a quality amount. You bringing up manga.
Thanks, Jimmy Carter.
You bring that was a hell of an old guy reference.
Know what I'm saying?
That was funny. What was I going at? You get so thinking about manga. I think Archie might be our equivalent of manga in the sense of how long it's been going on, and then how the
Targeted towards little boys.
the format. I don't know about said that one kind of weird, but the format of it, and then also I guess like the amount of content you get. Like this book right here is 112 pages, full color, $13, and top of the comic is saying that you get process art, creator commentary, bonus strips. That's a good value right there, right?
Okay, Tony, we understand.
What did
you
Tony
love
say?
comics. We get it. You know your shit.
God.
Of course, I know who Dan DeCarlo is, and yes, if we're gonna do that, then you could look at his fucking Dan DeCarlo's cheesecake books, which are fantastic. But yeah, no, Dan DeCarlo is the guy that created sort of the art style for the Archies, and specifically. The girls in the Archie books are all essentially anybody that draws Betty and Veronica or Josie and the Pussycats or Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They're doing a Dan DeCarlo sort of style. So yeah,
Okay.
that's a good pull, Tony. It's a good pull.
I think Tony might have been responding to Brother Biscuits, who said that the art style has kind of gatekeep them from reading it. And he's saying Don DeCarlo is the man.
Oh, he is. I mean, again, this is all like weird. And Bruce Timm has gone on the record as saying that Dan DeCarlo's art has been the reason why he draws his girls the way he does. And they do like kind of look like a more vamped up, sort of sexier version of Betty or Veronica, you know.
All right, let's move on to your next pick, which is on page 330 of the previews.
This is all me? Okay.
Terry and the
Dude,
Pirates.
here we go,
you
Tony.
old ass motherfucker.
Tony, here we go. This one's for the fucking comic heads here, okay? I'm a Milt Caniff fan. Yeah, Terry and the Pirates. I saw that trade in there, and immediately I was kind of like, ooh.
What is Terry and the Pirates? For me and everyone else that is above the age of
so
was born.
So Milt Caniff is kind of like you get it. It's weird, man. Before comic books, you would have these anomalies of these guys who essentially drew photorealistically to the point where it was like, what's the difference between a newspaper strip and a comic book? These guys are doing the exact same thing, except the format's different on a weekly basis. That changing with Sunday, where Sunday would get more panels, you know, to do and tell more of a story. So anyway, Milt Caniff is one of these guys, and he comes from Jesus. Al Williamson did strips like this for a little while. Basically, he's one of the heavy hitters of comic book artists that are super influential. And I saw that there was a Terry and the Pirates book coming out. To be honest with you, I didn't read a lot of Terry and the Pirates, but I do know who Milt Caniff is. And anytime I get a chance to, have you read The Strange Death of Alex Raymond? I have not. I know exactly what you're talking about too, and I haven't read it. It's on my list. It's 100% on my list. Okay. Tony asked that question. Sorry.
No, all good. So this volume 6 of this, I guess, trade collection.
He said, "Do it."
The 1940 dailies.
Better read that Strange Death of Alex Raymond, you piece of shit. Do it.
All right. So that's pretty cool. That's
Stop. He's already dead.
Trey said in the chat, C is Captain America. B frozen back in the 1600s.
God damn.
And now he's picking Archie and now this. Shout out the old guy.
Yo, look.
Jeez Louise, our chat is...
Now, bear with me.
Here for blood.
I'm also an artist, and a lot of these guys are sort of like master class at what they do. Like you have, and I was talking with somebody about digital artwork these days and the amount of reference that gets used in comic books to the point where people are like designing 3D models and then they capture those 3D models and sort of like do digital art on top of those models. And they're like, well, it's the same thing as light boxing. What's the difference? And I was like, there's no difference in the sense that it's just a new way of doing things. But for my money and for my respect, I give it way more to somebody who can draw somebody photorealistic from their head, who can do wrinkles from their head without having to create or model or even rely on a light box or any sort of projection to draw said things. I've been reading comics a long time, and there's a lot of that stuff going on to the point where now I can look at digital art and see how lazy some inkers have been on big books, by the way. Catwoman, excuse me. I'm not going to say when they came out, just saying you can tell that they didn't even bother to change the feathering on the nib of their digital pen. They just flicked it, and that was that. And all the strokes look the same, as opposed to like there's something to be said about classic artists who could take physical analog and be masters at their craft with using a nib or a brush and just feather something. You know, something like that. I don't know. There's something kind of romantic about that sort of thing. So I gravitate towards that. Even if the story isn't all that captivating, even if the character design isn't all that cool, I can look at the artwork and be like, golly, this guy was under pressure to create this story, sometimes write it too.
And he was getting paid
draw
$1 a day.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, right, exactly. Nobody was making big money for this shit. So
damn, I accidentally pressed enter because I wanted to let you finish.
Yeah, anyway, but I was done.
You were going off well, but looks like I pulled up your last pick here, last but not least, on page 142, Vampirella Rage. Dracula.
What is it? What is your?
What do we got?
What is everybody saying?
I think they're talking about Peach Momoko being a complete badass. Is the vibe I'm getting in the chat.
She's great. Yeah, I follow her on Instagram.
All right,
not in a creepy way.
Yes, in a husband-friendly way.
Right.
All right. So what's the deal with this Vampirella Rage comic?
Full disclosure, it's just every time you read a Vampirella book, there's you roll the dice. You roll the dice, and they know what they're doing.
Ooh, Christopher Priest is writing this though.
That's why I was sort of like attracted to it, because it's like
It's
okay,
nothing to do with the covers. Yeah.
Well, dude, that's part of it though, right? Like,
yeah, that's a charm.
part of reading Vampirella is that okay, you're always going to get like that cheesecake cover, and then, you might get a good horror story, you might not. You don't know for sure. So I just put it on the list because it was like, well, Christopher Priest is there, and he's a heavy hitter, so maybe I might get lucky. And if the artwork's sort of subpar, it's fine if it's a cool cover and Christopher Priest is writing. So
I want to tell you one thing about these Dynamite books, especially Vampirella. They stay with 100 different variants, and they're all stupid nice.
Yeah, and it's easy because it's just a girl wearing nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just let biology do the work, and someone's going to be like, I'll take 5 Vampirella books.
Yeah.
It's like his lips are sweating.
They definitely hit the schedule. They're like, I don't got to worry about drawing too much.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. Well, damn, dude, it's time
Did
to
we
pass
get through
the
my
baton.
shit?
That's your shit right there.
Okay.
That's your list.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you put,
Strong
buddy.
list right there.
Can't wait to
Let me know what you guys think about C's list in the
diss
chat.
it completely.
And if you have a pick of your own, give me the page number and I'll pull it up after I share mine. But hello. We got Trey just came in. Very hot take, but I feel like she's just the first to pop with that style. Don't get me wrong. 10 out of 10 art. He's talking about Peach Momoko. Okay, I'll let you guys.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go ahead and go to war with Peach Momoko in the chat here. But
Somebody put nobody wants to pick up a moist Vampirella. God damn.
Yeah, we want a pre-moist.
That's fucking gross, dude.
All right, so let me go to mine. All right, my first pick here. You guys know how I do. I got a good mix of comics, books, and toys.
Oh, I didn't know toys were on the menu.
I told you.
You said
no.
comics.
I told you. No, I said everything.
I'm telling. I have more credibility with the listeners, so what I'm saying is true, even if what you said is the truth.
That's funny. All right, my first page is
fuck.
probably one of the best
This almost made my
comic
list.
books that came out, whatever year it came out. So 2021, I believe, or 2022. No, it had to be 2021. Anyways, one of the best books I've read recently, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, is getting a black and white version called the pen and ink version. You know I'm a sucker for
I haven't
fancy
finished
stuff.
this. It's literally on my nightstand right now.
When I tell you,
because I just got done with Murder Falcon, and now this is my next
you gotta
thing.
pass. You gotta pass. Wait, did you also read you read Do a Powerbomb, right?
Also on my nightstand. I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you. They're both right there.
All right. But Mini Devs LAILA STARR.
When the kiddo goes to sleep, that's when I do my comic reading.
Hey, gotta fit in where you can. So this first, they're reprinting the first issue in glorious black and white, which is justifiable because Philippe Andrade, I think that's how you say his name, his artwork was incredible in this. This dude basically drew an animated kind of cartoon in comic book form.
It's very cinematic.
Yeah, beautiful. Great story, but the art was astonishing in the fact that you get to appreciate just the pencils, just the line work in black and white.
That's pretty cool.
That is a really cool offering. And I like how they used how they kind of formatted this page here to let you know that Ram V is also coming out with another book with the same artist. I guess they're dropping an ASHCAN for this new series called Rare Flavors, and that'll come out mid-August. So they've already won me over with LAILA STARR. If they can recreate even a little bit of that magic together with this new one.
So I'm looking at the line work with the inking and everything. It reminds me of Tezuka, man.
Oh,
it reminds me a lot of that.
That's a good one. Thank you, Mac. Yeah, damn right. That's a great pick off the bat, right? There we go. All right, and Trey is saying that I should let you pick a toy. So if you can think of a toy in between now and then, you let me know, see. Okay, my next...
Oh, let me just fucking fart one out for you.
You want the physical one?
No, it's fine.
You want the physical one?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, let me just... how about the toy that reminds me of friendship? Oh, wait, I can't find it in fucking previews. Guess I'll look somewhere else.
If you want to... All right, well, that's our show today. All right, if you want to flip to that big boy right there. Okay, so that was my first pick. You know, I'm starting off light, little comic book action and then my next one is on page 153.
Why is David putting the fucking...
David, come on, behave, man. Dude, behave.
He said, oh, it does, see, eggplant.
Tony A. Uppy, you said that you still need to read LAILA STARR. Yes, you do, because you would thoroughly enjoy it.
Tony, don't feel bad. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's good.
You guys would both love it. Okay, kind of jumping ahead, but in a similar vibe to see, this is a fucking statue. This Red Sonja 45th anniversary collector statue. You've seen the pose. It's a famous pose.
Nice.
It is a statue, and I am a sucker for statues that like
turn you on. You're like sitting here trying to look under the chainmail. There's nothing. They didn't sculpt a fucking.
You are so nice. No nips. Come on.
God damn it.
But
no, I mean
attractiveness aside, what's commendable and kind of attention grabbing about this statue is it looks like it pulled from. They pulled it straight from the. Come on, see, we're an adult podcast. Right?
Since when? Yeah, no.
Yes, I get it. It's a sexy statue.
Yes,
it's a sexy statue.
It is 100% very, very well sculpted. All jokes.
I swear to God, if you guys share that link out there. But I like the shading a lot. It feels like they took it strictly from the comic book, and I have a Mignola Batman statue that feels pretty similar. To steal. Please don't. That's why I have a lot on my statues. But yeah, I'm a sucker for it. It looks bad. Yes, it's a sexy statue, but I really like the comic book aesthetic.
Crom laughs at your four wins.
All right, that one might have been a little misstep on my part.
Vampirella Jose Gonzalez poster is pretty cool too. I've always liked Jose Gonzalez, man. Pepe,
come on, man.
Jose Pepe Gonzalez is fucking fantastic.
All right, let me get you my third pick. Okay, this Quentin Tarantino book, Quentin by Tarantino.
Yeah, I was interested in this. Why'd you pick this? Because I saw that you had sent me this screenshot, and I was like, oh, he gave away one of his cards.
So I am picking this one because one is coming out through Titan Comics, and they've been doing some interesting things.
They have.
They've been putting out like really good manga. They've got like some manga, and then apparently this doesn't look like it's going to be a comic. It looks like looks like a soft cover, 128-page book, all about Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I'll say this much, man. Quentin Tarantino to me is a director in a discography that I know I should have already watched all of them. And I have not, and that is maybe my little dirty secret that I'm sharing.
No shade, man. That's a fucking embarrassment of riches that awaits you.
So yeah, Quentin Tarantino, I have not seen every single one of his movies, and I feel like if there's any, I think director I would like to dive in, it'd be Tarantino.
Yeah.
One, I feel like it's not. I mean, it's a lot of movies, but it's not.
Dude, he's got 10.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
9 right now.
Achievable.
Yeah.
The other
And yes,
aspect
I know
too-
he wrote scripts. I understand, but
Okay, Tony. Tony brought this up, but he's got a podcast that he's doing where he talks about
it's essentially the coolest podcast in the world because he's Tarantino, but he puts because he's not like Quentin Tarantino, famous director, iconoclast, bad boy director. He puts that away, and now he's Quentin Tarantino, guy who used to work at a movie rental store.
Yeah.
And he just loves talking about movies.
So Walt was the first person to tell me about that podcast. I
With
think
one of
Walt's-
his buddies, who also is a writer that got big.
I think Walt also bought like some book that he put out as well. And I don't know,
I have it too.
Hearing Walt's reverence for Quentin Tarantino is also another factor too, that I feel like Quentin Tarantino just has a certain fucking effortless cool factor to him. And I wouldn't mind kind of learning more about how he rose to prominence. And like you said, the fact that he is indeed a cinephile at heart and
a comic fan.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's a lot of
comic book fan for sure.
Yeah. And so I guess it makes sense and it's cool to see a book being
Dude, have you seen
about-
Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah. That is one I have.
Okay. I was like, they make a Fantastic Four reference.
Yeah. So this book promises, it sounds like they're going to basically give you his life story from, it says, an iconic auteur, from his humble beginnings as a video shop clerk to his rise through iconic indie blockbusters, all the way to global star. Discover the influences, opinions, and history of one of the world's most acclaimed filmmakers, unmistakable in his style and talent. I'm here for this, all right? I'm down. I love seeing the comic book medium be used to tell stories like this, So that is one of my picks. Let's take a look at the chat. What do we got here? Trey says, I'd put $20 on the interior having a prominent foot drawing in it. Plus, if you've ever wanted to know what speed is like, he goes ham on the craziest details of movies without letting a guest get a word in.
I cannot
It's
throw a
legit
stone.
great. Listen,
I cannot throw a stone.
that's funny.
I live in that glass house.
Okay, so this next pick here, I've got a little game I want to play.
Uh-oh.
So it is this new Conan series.
Oh, shit.
And bear with me. See, I'm going to try
This is like post-Marvel, right?
yeah.
Like
This
Titan now owns the property.
Yes, Titan Comics has got the property.
Okay.
And they've got a new series coming out via writer, I think, Zeb Wells. But I want you to take a look at this art
You know what I'm going to say.
and tell me what immediately comes to mind.
Fucking Sal Buscema, dude.
I was
fucking-
hoping you'd say John.
Oh, John Buscema.
But-
yes, he's the fucking Savage Sword of Conan. Yes,
Yes,
John. John. I get Sal and John mixed up.
That's fair. It is actually Robert. I think the artist name is Robert Del Toro.
Okay.
Torres, I believe. And I seen a perfect description of him shared online. Someone was saying this is like John Buscema incarnate. And at first, without having seen this, I was like, oh, that's kind of fucking high praise. That's a Michelangelo of fucking comic books,
For sure.
right? And then I'm flipping through the previews, and I get to this page, and I'm like, oh, that's that new Conan. And at first, I'm like, oh shit, what did they do? Find like some old John Buscema scripts,
Right.
and it's like, oh fuck, that dude online was right.
Yeah.
This new guy, fucking Roberto De La Torre,
Does that bother you?
not at all.
Okay.
That's fucking bad. This dude's art is incredible, man.
Yeah. It's
Like,
good. It's
I don't
good
know if he's
shit.
purposely trying to ape John Buscema, but I mean,
Might
what other
be.
book would you not want to do it in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here for that. Let me see what we got. Some responses in the chat. So Tony ALP's chiming in. The free comic book day ish is dope.
Of Conan.
Oh, Aqua Barbarian. Is that a Aqua Barbarian being Tony's book? That's funny. All right, let me see.
Because I want to.
Well, what's Trey saying? Oh, B and C. I want to see y'all do a quick pick item on the previews you think Ed and Ashley would like and why you think that. Oh, and then David wants to see that happen. Okay, we'll try to do something like that. We'll see what we run across. That's a good little game to play right there. All right, I'm going to go to my next pick, which is on page 256. Oh, yes.
The plot holes. This is something I've been meaning to get into.
Okay, so my first introduction to this was 2 episodes ago. We had Greg Hopkins on the show, me and Ed.
Yeah.
And were doing Short Box News segment, and we brought up how Massive Publishing is growing in size, and one of their first new offerings is Sean Gordon Murphy's Plot Holes. So my understanding is that it was a Kickstarter exclusive book. Someone like Greg Hopkins, who is a huge Sean Murphy fan, of course, backed it. He already had the book for months, and Massive is giving it its official retail release. And I swear to God, dude, I was just talking to Drew last week about how it felt like we lost Sean Murphy. We're like, I'm so happy you get to write Batman and have your own fucking universe of Batman. but please come back and do like some interiors. Do something
Really?
for us.
He does the interiors for the main story.
I feel like he hasn't done the interiors for a minute.
For the side shit, nobody gives a shit about. And yeah, people look like, oh, fucking, I care about the Joker's kids. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because I give you a chance to look at the fucking real shit that he's working on. Like, oh, here's the main story for fucking Beyond the White Knight. Or you want to go down this detour of what happened with fucking Joker's bastard children. You're going to go with what's going on with Batman and Terry. Come on.
That's fair. Well, and I'm looking at this solicitation here, and I feel it's a little blasphemous that they give him credit for only here, I'll just read it. Superstar artist Sean Gordon Murphy, known for his groundbreaking series Batman White Knight, delivers an all-new tale of world-hopping adventure. First of all, old heads like us will remember Sean Murphy's rise to fame. We're talking Punk Rock Jesus.
Punk Rock Jesus.
We're talking
Tokyo Ghost.
Tokyo Ghost. Chrono, was it Chrononauts?
Yeah.
The joint he did, the joint.
Wake.
Thank you. The Rick
Wake?
Remender one. You know, like all of those come to mind first, but I totally get it that for this, like where Sean Murphy is at right now, Batman White Knight, you know, he's drawing and writing Batman. I get it. That's a big deal. But long story short, I was really happy to see this in solicitation format because when Greg brought it up, it intrigued me, but to see the artwork, it looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be like a kind of a multiverse kind of time hop story, a bunch of different characters from different universes, you know, working together and etc. So I am completely here for any new Sean Murphy. And some of these covers look pretty badass right here. And I think there's even a little bit interior. No, it doesn't look like they give you any interior. Oh, no, you do. But it's Sean Murphy. You know, it's like it's going to be amazing. And talk about an auteur, man. Someone that can write as good as he draws. You know, it's one of those like, please keep him protected at all costs. So that's one of my picks. I got a few more, right? You know, I go a little ham on these picks. On page 271. What was on page? Oh, my God. I'm so fucking surprised you didn't say this.
I saw that.
Dr. Mobius and Mr. Gurr hardcover.
What is that?
$30. It is essentially a, it's better if I just kind of.
Because I saw that. Is it Mobius?
So it is. So this Numa Sadol, he apparently interviewed Mobius.
Jean
Gerard for, it was like an extended interview. Let me just read it
Okay,
here.
because I saw that and I was like, this doesn't look like it's actually Mobius's artwork. So
Dark Horse now brings you Numa Sadol's landmark interview with John Mobius Gerard. The master reflects on his many lives as an artist and man, from his heavy metal breathtaking era to a year before his untimely Wow, that was so it's pretty up to like his, you know, last days, for lack of better terms. Numa Soto's, whose exclusive 14-hour interview with Hergé in 1971 was the basis for the 2003 documentary 1010 and I. And it's known as a book length.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, so they collect that conversation in a book format. I wonder if it's going to be drawn or illustrated at all, but even if it's not, I think it's a pretty awesome premise. It's an awesome premise. I definitely want to read fucking Mobius's thoughts on life and art.
So I don't know, as far as I was trying to flip through to see what Ed and Ashley would like. I can't speak on previews, but I will say this. I do know, and it'll probably be eventually in a previews magazine, they are releasing a collected hardback version of Richard Corbin's Den series for heavy metal.
That's a fucking Ed all
and
over.
that is 100% got mine and Ed's name all over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Ashley would be down with the Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, that book is like got Ashley's name written all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, overall, I'm buying this book, and I kind of get it now. It's actually interviews from both Mobius and Gurr collected in one. I'm a sucker for shit like that.
Pretty cool. Oh,
So-
dude, Tony, I'm there with you, man.
Oh, yeah, done.
He says, can't wait for Den.
All right, next up. So this one isn't really a pick as much as it's an appreciation for previews in general. They always do these pages with
I saw that too.
a creator you should know, and I love that Alex Toth got the spotlight for this month. And I see our guy, the episode we have yet to do yet.
Oh, dude, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Zorro, which I'm actually, I've been reading these in preparation for this Zorro episode that might not ever happen, or, you know, will take 10 years to happen. But the fact they put a little spotlight on Alex Toth, who I'll admit is an artist that I'm not 100% familiar with. I know that he's got the recognition, and when you bring him up, he's like, a diehard comic head slash, illustrator's wet dream.
There's a lot that I think you are familiar with that you haven't without really knowing.
So
right?
the Hanna-Barbera stuff, yeah.
For sure. Johnny Quest. I mean, there would be no Venture Brothers without Alex Toth. That's saying something. And I know you like Venture Brothers.
And I do. I guess I didn't know the extent of like his outside of just comics. It's like storyboards too. Might as well be comics.
I have a book, and
wow.
it's all of his animated stuff. Everything that he's touched regarding concept art for animation, and they're actually releasing it. The paperback version. There's a hardback version that costs like hundreds of dollars. I managed to find it at a Books A Million for a steal.
Nice.
But they're releasing it on paperback for a very affordable price. And bravo for adventure. That's funny. Yes, it is great. But they have all of his, hey, here's everything animated that he touched or he was associated with. Space Ghost, that's Alex Toth. Like, all those characters. Like, dude, you could almost go as far to say as Batman the Animated Series wouldn't be as good as it is without Alex Toth.
The Tothverse.
Yeah, man.
People don't talk about it enough.
He's good shit.
So just a little tip of the hat to previews. And I wonder, I should have asked Troy when I had him on the show who goes about picking the creator spotlights and things like that, because I thought that was a nice touch. So, all right, going back to my list, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 more, all right? 3 more, and I think I'm starting getting into the toy territory. On page 380.
What do you got?
No, I'm not even on the toy territory yet, man. I'm still on these magazines. Dude, I feel Tony Aopi, I hope you're listening up. See, I think this one is also for you. Have you ever heard of these illustration magazines?
I have not.
So apparently every issue they highlight like a different classic illustrator. So this issue 82 is all about Robert Myers.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Frank McCarthy. And I believe up top is NC With on this one. So every issue is just a different, overall insight.
Oh, that's cool.
And it piqued my interest because it looks like it's one of those premium magazines, 80 pages.
Buddy, welcome to maturity. Do your knees hurt?
Oh, my God.
Does your back hurt? Do you have pains?
I have like 6 of these.
Can you tell when a storm is coming just by the sound of your bones cracking? Because you've reached old guy status now. Congratulations.
I know. Oh, damn, I got to go back to it. But it caught my eye. I'm like, oh, you're telling me there's a whole magazine line
Oh, yeah.
of artist spotlights?
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's tons, man.
Yeah, I'm here for that. All right. Sorry about that.
We here at the Short Pox podcast are experiencing some technical difficulty. Do your best to get
Thank you for the filibuster. Come on now. Over here with this damn AT&T internet. And there we go. Okay. It's
You
pretty
paid
good.
for
All right.
it.
It's fiber optic. All right. Okay. But anyways, yeah. Illustration magazine. I got to check into this. I really already like the design off it. And Robert Myers is, come on, man. I think I might have a coffee table book of his stuff somewhere, but yeah, I'm gonna check out some of these
Yeah,
magazines.
it's underneath your fucking Red Sonja pervert figure.
my Red Sonja pervert figure is my paperweight for all the magazines.
Well, it's like I hate that fucking thing. Like it's fucking Christmas Story.
I got it right
And
by
like the
the
leg
bed.
is like in the window.
right.
Fragile.
My second to last pick right here on page 400.
Wow.
Another book. I have not nearly as many
Badr.
toys.
Oni Press?
I went deep.
Really?
Man. I
Oni
went deep.
Press. Badr, who are you?
Dude, I'm
You are full.
dude,
Like,
look,
you're like, I don't even give a shit about Marvel or DC anymore, bro. You're reading Oni Press.
you can't tell me this cover don't look badass.
I'm a fan.
It looks awesome.
I think it's fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that even years of being praising indie work and publishers,
You
I still blow your mind.
You used to have to lift a rock up and look at the fucking bugs underneath the comics that I was reading to just be like, oh, see, what is that? That's not Spider-Man. And this was like granted like 1,500 years ago. Now Badr's sitting here. Now he's under the rock. Now he's one of the fucking bugs. He's just kind of like,
on, man.
I've been reading all these comics.
Oh, look at that. You got a little byline from Ashley's favorite. Jeff Lemire says, glorious and gorgeous old school cartooning with a sinister underbelly. Highly recommend.
That has Ashley's name all over it.
Yeah. You know what? There we go, Trey. We got it done, man. This
Yeah.
is definitely an Ashley book right here. But I'm just saying from strictly a and I wish previews gave you a couple more interior pages for some of the books, at least the ones I'm always interested in.
That's so cool.
But this one looks rad.
I like that.
It looks like it's just like a very edgy, dark humor with little kids. Even
What
though,
the fuck,
for
Badr?
mature readers,
You're
and
like,
definitely
You know
not
what? I
for-
like children dying. It's really cool, guys.
The art looks great, cover looks great, and this is my first introduction to this Jay Stevens, so I'll be checking him out.
Which is funny because Ashley does enjoy children dying.
Wow, David Morales, you just gonna come for me. David wrote,
What'd he say?
Badr is finally cool.
Oh,
Thank you, and it does sound like Ashley, don't it? All right, let me see what's been popping off in the chat here. Making fun of me, making fun of me. All right.
oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
Last but not least, my last pick is on page 552, and that is
Oh shit! Please tell me it's the Magneto bust.
the Magneto bust is really badass.
No, but it's not in your. No,
It's not.
What is it?
Because it's between one of these Iron Man statues.
It's
or,
almost a hate crime if you
figures.
don't get that Magneto bust. I'm just telling you.
You're right. It
I'm
is
just
pretty
telling
badass. It's from Diamond Select though.
you. How dare you, sir?
I know. I'm being mean.
That's
But
funny. Look at you, elitist.
have you seen these Iron Man
Dude,
figures
they're
in
almost
person?
they're almost Neo Genesis Evangelion level detail. Like I'm actually really impressed.
The box, because Ben has had a few of these, or from the same line, this 3-0 company.
Yeah.
Dude, in the box, you get 20,000 accessories, 15 different heads with every single emotion.
You have a problem.
And they're like 6 inches, and you're like, how is it $120?
Oh,
It's
dude.
because of how detailed they are.
Oh, dude. I understand. There's like an Ultraman that I'm looking at for the same thing. 1,500 points of articulation.
You're like,
You're like, that's incredible.
I don't need that
also,
much.
$1,500.
So, okay, but I obviously picked this because it's fucking Iron Man. But I've ever since talking to Drew a couple weeks ago, we were in the shop, and I think Ben had one of these Iron Man toys. I forget. It wasn't the same one. It was a different armor. And I remember I said something about it, and Drew's like, there's like 50 armors, right? I'm like, nah, I ain't 50.
It's got to be.
I look it up, and there is damn sure a chart that breaks down that you could find multiple charts of like Iron Man armor from 1 through 50. Because in the movies, you're like, all right, he's got a strong 10, 12. Motherfucker's got 50.
I am Iron Man. Yeah,
So
dude.
ever since him bringing that up, I've been the question that's been rattling in my mind, and this is the type of shit that keeps me up at night, right?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Is-
Never mind.
I know, there's a lot there, but I've been thinking, what's my favorite Iron Man armor? And it's really hard for me to land on one, but I think it might be his Infinity Saga armor.
You know what's funny? You're going to laugh when I tell you mine.
Hit it. What
And
is it?
it's
What is it?
Just because of convenience. And I think it could count as being in two things. The suitcase. The suitcase has always been my favorite because he's already a fucking businessman, right?
It makes sense.
And he's just like, haha, yes, I'm a businessman, business guy, me, Tony Stark. Haha, I run the military-industrial complex, Mega Man. And when I watched the cartoon in the 90s, and all he does, he goes like this.
Oof. Come
Puts
on,
the
man.
fucking suitcase down, and he steps into it, and it has like little fucking, like he's wearing slides, like the fucking, like a classic old Puerto Rican man with socks on, just putting slides on, and then like it goes around his
That's so
body.
badass.
I was like, that's fucking dope. Like, no one would know, and it's probably, you would think it's heavy as fuck, but that's how genius he is. It's like some sort of lightweight metal that is also ridiculously strong, and they do it in Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
So I think he gets on a crash in the race car or something like that, and
is
he,
it?
he busts it out.
Yeah, Monte Carlo. And like he's just like, ka-cha, and he just boop, boop, and he puts it, don't start. Puto. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Look, I tried to when I got my first big boy job at corporate America.
you
I
had
bought,
an Iron Man suit?
No, I got one more promotion to go. But I bought me like a it's kind of like a suitcase, but it's like a soft shell. And I remember thinking like, I feel like Iron Man. But if I tried that, it would just smash
It
my
just falls
sandwich.
down?
It would smash my sandwich. My papers would go
All
flying
your chips are crumbs.
like a nerd.
You're like, Iron Man. Oh.
So I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do the same game that Drew did with me. Because when he
Okay.
tells me there's 50, I'm like, there's no way there's 50. He goes, pick a number 1 through 50 right now. And I go,
Wow. Okay.
I go 17. He's like, go on your phone right now. Type in Iron Man Mark 17. All right, and you know
the Heartbreaker.
what? I'm like,
They even have a name for
sign
it.
me the fuck up, bro.
What?
All right, hold up. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Wow.
Come on, man. The Heartbreaker, already a badass name, and he looks like a samurai or some shit. Bless you, bro. So I'm gonna play the same game with you. Pick a number 1 through 50.
Okay. Let's play some weird rando ass number. How about 42?
42. Okay.
My birthday in October.
42. Let's see if there's a name on it. All right, there's got to be a name on it, even though that one is already pretty sick. No. Just go to all. Just go to all. Okay. Just the four. It's just called. Known by its code name Extremis or the Prodigal Son. Prodigal
Fuck
Son.
yeah, dude.
Damn. That's pretty tight.
The Prodigal Son.
Where's the photo at?
Appropriate.
Oh man, no photo.
It's because I'm wearing it.
Yeah, it's so fucking badass. It's like, yeah, you just use your imagination. Okay, some folks are
What's
chiming
37?
in.
Oh, yeah. All right, hold on. Tony put.
All right, so Tony wants 23. Trey says 37. We'll do that. We'll play this little game with you guys.
Mac, that was a
Okay. sneeze. Mac, I'm going in. All right, let's go 23. All right,
I'm
Iron Man
allergic
Mark
to
23.
weebs.
All right, thank you. All right, 23 is also known by its name Shades. Is an
Shades.
extreme heat suit. Okay.
All I think of is the Squirtle with the sunglasses on.
This dude looked like he belongs in a Gears of War. Like, this is a Gears of War skin or some shit. Okay. Not my favorite, I'll be honest. Iron Man Mark 37. Let's see what's Iron Man Mark 37.
Here we go.
All right, Iron Man Mark 37.
Oh, shit.
It looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The Hammerhead is a deep sea suit. Where the fuck did they find time to come up with these?
Dude, that's so crazy.
Okay, I like that one. Good little color scheme. What else we got? Check. All right. We got a lot of numbers. All right, one at a time. So we did 37. We'll do 21 and 27. All right. All right. Iron Man Mark. What is
23 is just some busted Solid Snake Gundam.
What is the New York Knicks Iron Man
Oh
suit?
my God.
So this one, 27 is known as Disco, is a chameleon suit, is one of several blah, 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 blah.
Go Gators, I guess.
Yeah, that one, he looks like that villain, the Constrictor, I think, or some shit like that. All right, we got any more? One last call for numbers. We got 20. I think we did all of them. Yeah, that's a fun little game to play. All right, 1 through 50. And then
Mets
seeing.
fan as an Aquaman.
Yeah,
as
there we
Iron
go.
Man. Yeah,
There we go.
absolutely.
All right, but that is
That's
pretty
crazy. I
much-
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a fun little game, dude. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We might as well. We're stalling now. We're pretty much about to wrap up. So, like, if you type in Iron Man Mark 1, and I believe they made a figure for each one of these.
Stop.
Do not go down the Amazon rabbit hole. Do not do it. I'm telling you. I'm saving you. Don't do it, see. What the fuck is this? I didn't type in Iron Man right. I'm telling you, don't do it. I'm telling you. It's fucking glorious. All right, let me see if I could find a list of all of them. Now we're just having fun, y'all. We just having
My
fun.
money. Destroy it.
Did they got an image? I know they got an image. Bear with me. Oh, here it is. See, Iron Man suits in the MCU. There's no way those are the ones in the MCU. There's even a YouTube video. Let's see if hopefully Reddit don't pop. Hopefully this is a safe for work Reddit page.
Oh,
yeah, see, look,
shit.
that's all of them right there, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
1 through 50. Oh, yeah. Going on Amazon, typing in Iron
Nope.
Man Mark suit.
Yep.
is
Nope. Forget
ridiculous.
it. I can't.
Don't do it.
I can't.
So, anyways, now you know why I'm kind of like excited to see these. So, you know, I'm going to take it to the limit and get that sweet Gotham City limit discount on one of these bad boys.
Yeah, but none of them have a scantily clad woman.
That was good, you motherfucker. That was good.
Oh, damn
That
it.
was
I don't
good.
know if I can stick the
Damn.
landing.
You know what?
Didn't
The
know.
whole time, I'm like, nah, they'll appreciate how tasteful.
First off,
I know.
there's no way you are looking at that figure and thinking, my God, the female form. I understand what Michelangelo saw in the female form. It's truly beautiful. The Renaissance masters of old truly knew what they were doing. No,
Oh
you
my
saw
God.
those cans inside the fucking tinfoil bra and that chainmail fucking crotchless panties with the high boots, and you're just kind of like, this would go great in my office. This would be wonderful. And I'm not better than you, but I didn't say it out loud.
You're right. I gotta be better. I gotta be better at this. Hopefully this episode doesn't make it to my mom. Someone please don't share
I'm
it.
telling her right now.
Oh, that's good. All right, y'all. Last call. Does anyone got
Last call? No shit.
Oh damn, yeah, I'm pretty much done too. Okay, does anyone have any picks from previews that they want us to judge? All right, give me a page number. Give me a page number. Last call. You saw the honkers and thought to yourself, what I can't have in real life, I can have in plastic form. Shit.
That don't exist in real life.
No. Who's the artist? It's who did the art for that? Frank Horn or something like that?
Horn. Stop.
I kid you not.
It is not that.
It is Frank Thorne. Sorry about that.
Thorne.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
It's metal as shit.
Please, Dave, don't tag my mom. You know, this is why these episodes only stay on Patreon, because I just can't trust y'all out there.
I'll be sure to tag your mom on Facebook. Is your mom on Facebook?
If she is, it's like a burner account.
Yeah, it can't be real.
All right. David gave me a page number. He said page 590 for Drew. Let's see.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Zach Fair from Final Fantasy.
I remember you guys were talking.
Crisis Core. Yeah, the Final Fantasy toys are. Damn, this one is $200. Do you get a real Buster Sword? Insane. That's a good pick. Drew would probably fuck with that. All right, y'all. I think that it's pretty much through our whole previews picks, and we're almost going on 2 hours. This was a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a good time.
You're
good
welcome.
time. Can we get a round of applause for my man C making it out today for this one? All right, I'm gonna give him a round of applause myself. Okay. And
wait, was that for you or for me?
For you. What did I say?
You just said for myself, which I'm used to now. I'm like a dog that's abused. When you go to pet my head, I just pee myself.
That's funny. I didn't mean it like that. You deserve it, man. You killed it. You knocked it out the park.
Well,
and it looks like our chat is giving you praise as well.
I haven't left.
No, you got life.
I literally live
and
almost 2 hours
drive.
away, depending on the traffic.
The fucking traffic. Yeah, we're glad we make it happen. See.
Yeah, this was a good time.
Like I said,
had a good time, and it was nice to go back down memory lane with all this stuff and talk comics about, talk about comics with somebody I truly respect.
Just say love, all right?
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
All right, folks.
I want my shirt back.
Oh, come on! This is a gift.
We'll see.
All right, yeah. Looks like we got the cosign for this episode in the chat. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Big shout outs to David. Big shout outs to Tony, Trey. Who am I missing? That said David, Trey, Tony, Mac Attack. Yeah, big shout outs to you guys, man.
Honestly, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We appreciate it. You guys make us laugh.
Yeah, you guys are funny as shit.
Kept it lively.
This might be a recurring a drinking game too. All right, so next time you guys have to play the game as well.
Who says they aren't?
True,
they might be.
I feel like
wasted.
Yeah, I feel like Trey is definitely on one right now. Okay, so anyways, guys, until next month. Like I said, we're going to continue doing this. We missed last month, but we'll try to keep this on a consistent run and try to give you guys a good amount of heads up. But the chat is what makes these episodes. I'll tell you that much. Other than that, I'd be stuck with this guy. All right, just talking to him.
Waka waka waka. What a funny dude! You're so funny.
That was so bad.
Yo, where did you get so funny?
All right, hold on. We got some. Oh, I can take Patreon questions. If you guys have like short box general questions, Trey, any update on the Milestone Show episode idea? That would be a. I mean, I don't think we gave it any. We can do that. That's a good idea. No, we could do a Milestone episode. I mean, we still got to do a Zorro one. Yeah, Milestone is a good idea. We might add that one up. And then episode 400. Man, I don't even want to think about it. I have an idea for 400, but I gotta iron some things out. All right, and we'll see what else we got. What's the next Pilots episode? Mac, you know what the answer is because
first off, Mac, your spelling is atrocious. Are you drunk right now? What is the next pilotis? I mean, I don't know about pilot. I think that's it's funny. Is
that a disease?
I looked at it and I was like, Jesus Christ, Badr, did you add French comics to the list of stuff we're doing? Is this a more classier show that is going on?
Mac, you might want to get that checked out.
I was like, goddamn, there's a Greek comic book out that we're dropping the ball.
I mean, to be honest, so we owe you guys a Zorro Artist Spotlight episode. Which, to be honest, it's a weird. That was an interesting one because it's not necessarily artist spotlight as much as it's a character spotlight.
Yeah.
So we owe you guys that, and then, and this is another one too. So I see some background. The last artist spotlight poll was I selected the Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers cartoon.
Oh God,
Classic, right? So good. Yeah.
The world's about to break. Yeah, dude.
So that was my pick. Ed chose the it was like the 2007 Thundercats. It was like the newer one.
Oh, 2015.
There you
Yes. No, wait. 2008?
Mm-hmm.
I have them all on Blu-ray. They're fucking fantastic.
Yep. So there's that, and then Mac, because me and Ed live streamed the last Pilot's License episode, and at the end of it, we were sharing like, oh, what do you want on the next poll? And I let Mac make a suggestion, and he chose Avatar: Last Airbender. And at the time, I was pretty hype. I was like, damn, nah, that's a good one, Mac. And it won. And now I'm like, well, technically it's not a comic book cartoon. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got to start drawing the line somewhere. But Mac, it might be, to be a man of my word, it might be Avatar: Last Airbender. I might let you get away with that, and then we'll double down on the rules going forward. What else do we got? Any other questions? Hold on, you guys are. All right, let me see. Matt can't spell. Any update on New York Comic Con? It'd be dope to see y'all out there. I have not heard anything on the panel submission. I will be at Heroes Con if anyone's going to be there. What have y'all been reading lately? What's the last thing I read? Okay, the last thing. Oh, I know what I read. I've read X-Men Red by Al Ewing, and I think the artist's name is Stefano Caselli. Here, I'll just show it here. Dude, this man right here.
World's Finest. That's what I read last.
Okay. X-Men Red is phenomenal, by the way. If you like Al Ewing, if you love Storm, that is not the artist.
Stop it.
That is not the
This guy looks like he's a dean at a college.
Yeah, that's not the right one. But anyways, X-Men Red, the first 10 issues are on the Marvel Unlimited app. It's phenomenal. Highly recommend it. If you've been wanting to get into X-Men and you're like, there's so many series and you just want to maybe try something different. This one focuses specifically on like Storm, Magneto. They're on Mars. Yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome. And then I started rereading the Miles Morales, the OG first series, man, because the movie got me in my thoughts about Miles Morales and wanting to revisit.
That's the Sarah Pacelli joint, yes?
Yeah, dude. And Brian Michael Bendis, not a shithead. He's really good in that too.
Did you say not a shithead? There are way better ways to give that man props.
I know.
Hey, you know something about Brian Michael Bendis?
You're right.
He's not a piece of shit.
I'll be real with you. I love me some Brian Michael Bendis, man.
Yes,
especially
dude.
his Prime stuff.
Fucking Daredevil?
I wasn't the biggest. No, for sure.
He's
I don't,
not a shithead.
I don't think I'm a big fan of his current stuff. I didn't gravitate to his DC stuff, but let's be real. His Marvel stuff, I know.
Butter, why does your breath smell like burning?
Is this damn spicy alcohol? All right, and
You
then
have a
last,
disease.
let me see. Is that it? Tony, I'm going to see you at Heroes Con and DCAS. Hell yeah. Mac says I started rereading the Miles Morales series as well. Mac, ain't it's fucking excellent, right? It still holds up. It's really good. Trey, the new Amazing Spider-Man 26 spoiler, but Kamala Khan gets killed. That's right. We talked about that in depth on that one episode. I'm counting down until she comes back. That Marvel's movie is in November. I'm counting it down. All right. Rereading Frank Miller Daredevil. That's always a good one. All right. And then, Trey, I'm going to try to hit up. I'm going to see Kyle Willis at Heroes. No problem. All right, besides that, y'all, it's time for us to wrap it up, right? It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm trying to go to bed.
Yo, fuck my family, dude. I'll stay here all night. What?
Gotta put my dentures in. All right, y'all, thanks for kicking it with us. You guys are the best.
Honestly,
and you guys know the drill, all right? Continue to make mine and yours. Shortbox this live stream went so well, you can guarantee we'll be doing these on a more consistent basis. So stay tuned to the Patreon, stay tuned to the emails, and all that good stuff. Besides that, y'all take care. Peace.
Good seeing you guys.